My name is Stephanie Samantha Rios. I am the Assistant Director of Educational Outreach at the Draper Center for Community Partnerships located in Pomona College. Today, we will be presenting to you all about the Pomona College Academy for Youth Success. This is our presentation virtually for the cycle of 2020-2021. Thank you so much.
Hello, everyone. My name is Andres Aguilar, also known as Fluffy, and I will be presenting with Stephanie today on this presentation. I am a PACE alum from Arroyo Valley High School, and I graduated from Hamilton College. I am currently the Postbac Fellow for Educational Outreach within the Draper Center, and let's get started.
Well, thank you everyone for joining us today. What is PACE? PACE also stands for the Pomona College Academy for Youth Success. Our goal is that we are an academically rigorous program designed to prepare traditionally underrepresented students to enroll and succeed at highly selective colleges and universities by supporting the development of leadership and critical thinking skills. PACE is a 3-year experience for high school students. The way that we do this is through what I would like to call 5 pillars. It's a commitment to year-long relationships and to the community of the students and their families. Our commitment to our community of PACE is that the students are part of this program for 3 years. Students start and apply in their 9th grade year, and their first summer experience will be transitioning from 9th grade into 10th grade. So the first summer, they'll stay at Pomona College for 4 weeks traditionally, and then they will mirror or experience a college experience similar to a small liberal arts school. During the academic year, our high school students are being prepared depending on their year, whether it's their 10th grade year, 11th grade year, and 12th grade year, to prepare to become the best candidate when they apply to college. So for example, juniors, we offer SAT prep courses to make sure that they are able to practice how to take the SAT test, how to attack it, how to become critical, but also to demystify the fear of not being great test takers. From there, we also offer financial literacy workshops to our parents and to our students, but it's also focusing on critical thinking and civic engagement. As far as being critical thinkers and engaging in civic engagement, our goal is that it's creating that ripple effect that if the students are becoming knowledgeable and practicing these skill sets, we want them to apply this to their homes, to their schools, to their communities, because that is how we're going to be able to spread the knowledge and make real impact in our communities as well. I'm providing a summer component where we're able to interact with the students in different platforms. Here, students will engage in a 4-week scholarly activities with different professors. Our high school scholars are practicing what it feels to be a scholar or a college student. So when they do decide to enroll in these institutions that are considered elite, it's not something foreign to them. They've already gone through a similar experience. Now it's just transitioning into that next phase of their journey as well. So that is where the summer component comes, and interacting with faculty members, interacting with different student affairs individuals, understanding how to network with folks in spaces that traditionally we haven't been represented as people of color. But we're also community oriented and diverse, right? It's all about community in our experience. Everything that we do in PACE is very intentional, from the moment in how students apply to the program, how students are selected, but also the agency that students take in this program. It's not just a one-way linear experience, it's a multiple experience, meaning that we're learning from our students and students are learning from us as well. So a community is really important in making sure that it's not just focusing on the grades, but continuing that holistic approach that our students are more than just test scores, right? They're everything. So how do we help them advocate for themselves in different ways as well? And that's where also our parents come into play, that they're part of this journey as we continue with the process. Every year we offer 2 family reunions where we invite our parents and students to be part of the community, because it does take a village to raise a child, and also continuing to develop the leadership of these students as well. What does that mean of leadership and collaboration? You can be the smartest person, but if you're not able to communicate working as a team, then you're not going to be the best version of yourself or also move forward in life. So it's making sure that you're able to identify what are your strengths, how can you grow as a leader, but how do you do that in a community, in a space that is comfortable for you, but also expanding that to different locations and opportunities as well. A great impact on that is our alumni. Students that have graduated from the program, they continue to come back and mentor our students in different ways to continue to develop. And the most important, my favorite part, is that this program is completely free to the students and to the family. There's no financial cost. What we do ask of the students and the families is that if the student is selected into this program, it is that you stay committed, dedicated, and engaged to this program, which we'll go into detail why. Wonderful. Like I mentioned a little bit into detail about what are our pillars. I just want to reiterate that again, that when I think of PACE, I think of opportunity, support, community, social justice, and it's a transformative experience. I mentioned opportunity because again, the target population that we're trying to work with for PACE is students who are in high school, currently in 9th grade, but also have not been given opportunities to be part of spaces or programs like PACE. So it's giving that opportunity to students. Support, we're not just academically supporting these students throughout their journey of high school, but it's also supporting them with mental health, physical support, emotional support, because we know that it's all about the whole, right? The holistic approach of the individual. Community, no one can do anything alone. You always need a posse, and our community of PACE, our cohort of PACE is our community. That includes the Draper Center, that includes Pomona College, that includes our high school partners. We're all committed to a better future with our students. Social justice. We understand, especially with this recent election, that it is important to be aware of what's going on, but also how to utilize our voices, how to be agents of change. And this is why we always focus our work and how we mentor our students and having them find their voice and being critical in what they're being shown, taught in their institutions, but at the same time, doing it in a way that it's humanizing, but at the same time, it is their voice. Every year, I feel transformed by this program, not because of what we provide, but what the energy that is created in PACE through the college students, through the high school students, or the family. This program will transform you in different ways. But at the end of the day, I just truly believe it just makes you a better person.
Hey everyone, my name is Sarabjit Dillon. I go to Colony High School and I'm a junior there, and my pronouns are she, her, hers.
Hi everyone, my name is Rosario. I go to King Drew Magnet High School. I'm a senior there and I use she, her pronouns.
Hi everyone, I'm Alejandro de la Torre. I go to Jurupa Hills High School and my pronouns are he, him, his, and I am a junior.
Hi, my name is Jasmine Williams. I'm a junior and I attend Animo Venice High School, and my pronouns are she, her, hers.
Hi, my name is Thomas Aguilar. I go by he, him, his pronouns, and I am a student at Nogales High School.
Hi, my name is Candice Lul-Hati. I'm a sophomore at Altaloma High School, and my pronouns are she, her, hers.
Hi, my name is Elias Fox. I go to Santa Rosa High School. I'm a junior, and my pronouns are he, him, his.
Hi, my name is Rosario, and I will be presenting to you all the residential daily schedule for the program. At 7:30, we start our day bright and early with a big breakfast at Ferry Dining Hall. From there, we go ahead and walk over to the Rose Hills Theater where we have our community meeting. And what this is basically a meeting where we all have the opportunity to build community as a program while exploring our summer theme into depth. And after our marvelous community meeting at 9:05, we walk on over to our math class. This is not your ordinary math class, as here we learn how to apply our critical thinking skills into unique problems that we've never seen before. After this, by 10:25, we walk on over to our critical inquiry class, which is equivalent to an English class that you would take at school. However, in our critical inquiry class, we look through the lens of the social justice issues that our summer theme covers. After our critical inquiry class, we go ahead and walk on over to Ferry Dining Hall to have a magnificent lunch with our friends and talk about how our day has been going so far. And after lunch, we go to our elective where we get to learn more stuff surrounding our summer theme.
Hey guys, my name is Sarabjit, and I will be the second person to continue presenting the residential daily schedule. So as Rosario said, we do have an elective at 1 p.m., and this is something that you get to choose over the summer. And from elective, we go to our study session or research at 2:00 p.m., depending on if you're a sophomore, junior, or senior. Seniors get the unique opportunity to do research with college professors in this program, and that is where they spend their time during this session. And from there, we go to dinner at 5 o'clock p.m. where we reconvene with our friends and talk about how the whole day has went. We build community during this time and we get to eat at the magnificent Prairie Dining Hall. From here, we go to study time or afternoon activities, just in case you need to finish up your math homework from before or critical inquiry homework from before. And in terms of afternoon activities, PAYS offers many. You could either choose to go to the farm, participate in a theater, broadcast on a radio station, or sometimes PAYS even offers sports tournaments or karaoke nights. So those are some of the activities that PAYS offers. And then from here, we are done for the day. And at 11 p.m., we go to our dorms and lights are out.
So going on with the dining hall and the dining experience, let me tell you, phenomenal. I looked through the pictures of last summer and they still make me drool. It's basically a buffet. You walk in there and you get whatever you want, and the choices are pretty astounding. If you care more about your dietary needs, they got a little salad bar. They have like a gluten-free section. They even label, is it vegan? Is it has meat? It has pork. So you're safe. And if you're a little scared about, because of your allergy needs, well, they have everything neatly labeled with, if there's peanut, if it's vegetarian, if it has pork, etc. And as for the options themselves, you want some more Mexican, then they got that. If you want something more, typical American, I mean, they got burgers, fries all the time, at least every day. And if you're all into the more international foods, I mean, they got a little section dedicated for that. Soups, breads, salads, it is all there. It's phenomenal, and you get to stuff yourself. Overall, it's a Hogwarts kind of perfect ambient. You're gonna love it. Trust me. It's definitely a thing of its own.
Hello, everyone. It's Jasmine again. I'm going to tell you guys a bit about living on campus. It truly did solidify living like a college student. You had a dorm with your own personal space. You could personalize it however you want. I had a comforter that was my favorite color, and all the pillows went with it. Also, I had a roommate my first year, and it did feel like having a sister. And we both really loved food and snacks. And so one of the main ways that we personalized our room was through having a little snack shop with all of our favorite snacks.
As for my dorm experience, truly, it's a move-in experience. You get to really experience that kind of college move-in vibe. Everyone's just rushing through with families and come in. Girls at the top floor, guys on the bottom floor, so no worries there. And more so, the beds, I'm gonna tell you, and the rooms themselves are pretty comfortable. And I definitely enjoyed those 8 hours of sleep that I occasionally got at night. From day one, you have the option of bringing in your own stuff. You could bring in your own bed sheets, your own equipment, whatever you usually are accustomed to having in your room. You have that freedom here at PAYS. You have your own key. You have a little desk. You have a little bed. Usually you're coupled with another roommate, or there's occasionally times where you could also be on your own. Having the experience to walk in and share a room with a roommate really solidified that sort of college experience that PAYS intends to give you. And it's a whole experience. Also, there's no restrooms inside the dorms themselves. Those are just located down the hall. So you get, which encompass showers.
Also, speaking on the restroom and showering situation, there is a restrooms to each floor. And so in each bathroom, I think there was like 4 showers. And so that meant about 4 or 5 people would be sharing a restroom. And so my roommate and I, one of us would go shower, and then during that time, the other one would get to sleep in, and we'd come back and wake the other one up. And that was kind of how we scheduled showering. Others may have done one roommate showered at night, or there was a group of people who showered at night, and then there were a group of people who showered in the morning, and that kind of guaranteed that everyone would get to shower before breakfast. There is privacy in the restroom. Each shower has like its curtain and all that, and you bring your own things into the restroom, so there is privacy.
Moving on to the actual activities that PAYS offers while you're there, there's plenty of opportunity to explore and participate with the community. Their activities ranges from the daily afternoon activities, where I participated in the theater group. And so that was definitely fun. You definitely get to, that group itself becomes really tight knit. It's super fun, definitely. And you also get to show that off at the closing ceremony. Now, there's also occasional sports tournaments. There was a soccer one, which I thoroughly enjoyed. There's also more community based activities, such as the talent show. You have the option to participate or not. You can go about, singing your own favorite song and sharing that with the community and just really show who you are to the rest of the community and get to see the various and amazing people that are present in the PACE community.
I want to talk more about the afternoon activities such as the farmer theater, me being part of the farm. And I could say that that was a very amazing experience because coming from a family of farmers, but never having actually done like those activities myself, I found that hands-on learning and the working on the farm alongside my community of building friendly relations with them was really an amazing experience. And going on the soccer tournaments or any other sports tournaments that PACE does, I found that I went from a little bit of an introvert when it came to playing sports to actually involving myself and having fun at those tournaments, because PACE is such an accepting community. You could really find yourself in like what you enjoy to do there, even if you haven't had courage to do it before. So I used to never play sports, and then PACE opened up so many tournaments and I enjoyed them thoroughly. So that is also an option for you, and I'm sure that you will enjoy it if you decide to apply. So please do.
Hello, my name is Thomas Aguilar, and I will be going over the PACE virtual summer schedule. The virtual experience isn't too different from on-campus, except, well, it's virtual. Last summer was my first year in PACE as a rising sophomore, which was online due to COVID-19. So I hope I'm able to prepare you for that in the case that we have to go back to an online schedule. A virtual week in our PACE summer schedule is like the regular weekly schedule we all have at our high schools, but now it's all on Zoom. So from Monday to Friday, we're all vigorously working and engaging in different PACE activities. In the morning, we have our community meetings where we go over our schedule and strengthen the relationships we have with PACE staff and students. And after that, we attend one class per day, so it switches up for every day. On Mondays and Wednesdays, we have our critical inquiry classes, which is basically English from a social justice perspective. And on Tuesdays and Thursdays, we have math. And both of those classes are amazing, led by our very passionate professors. And then we have our lunch break after that before we enter our elective classes, and electives will vary for everybody. You'll get to choose whichever class you want and be able to enjoy that experience. And those are led by our wonderful TAs. We're also given time after that to either study, work on research with college professors, complete homework, and play games. In that time, we may also have community planned activities like talent shows, Netflix parties, and karaoke. And especially on Fridays, the only classes we have are our electives. So yeah, that is all. And make sure at the end of the day, you get enough rest so that we can have more fun the next day.
I'm back again. I'm just going to talk a little bit about the support that I received from PACE. I was able to experience PACE on campus and virtually. And during both, it was clear that I had support from so many people. When it was on campus, whenever I was stressed about anything, I could go to almost anyone in my TA group and I could vent or I could ask them for help. And it was clear that I had support. During virtual PACE, if I ever needed anything, I always knew that I could ask my TAs if we could Zoom really quick and I can talk to them. It was also clear that I could always talk to Stephanie if I ever needed anything. And the PACE community makes it very clear that they are here to support you even throughout the year. I'm a junior now, and during my school year, I have had meetings with Stephanie over Zoom, and we've kind of just talked and caught up. I made friends from PACE who I even still talk to today, and I call or I FaceTime. Recently, I needed help with making slides, and I called a couple of people from PACE, and I ended up getting my slides done that night. And so it's very, very, very clear that you have support from the PACE community.
Hi, I'm Candace, and as I said, I'm a sophomore. This means my first and only experience with PACE has been virtual due to COVID-19. Well then, how did community building and support really work online? Personally, I'm rather outgoing and extroverted, so I was planning on just going up to somebody on campus and boom, best friends. However, that's not exactly how it went for obvious reasons. Same as y'all, I did not know anybody coming into this. That was the first year Altaloma High School was even given this opportunity, and only 3 of us got accepted. So the first day, the chat was going crazy, and I meant crazy. Everybody was hyping each other up and reconnecting, and here I was, an incoming sophomore, basically isolated. Little did I know I would join that group too. How? Well, in our first or second study session, our coordinators put all of us in a separate breakout group. It was awkward at first, so I said, "Hey, y'all," to break the tension, and the rest was history. I'm talking group chats on almost everything we could think of in order to remain inclusive, playing Never Have I Ever and Truth or Dare, or just talking. We even all changed our profile pictures to Rick Astley for one day. All of that happened because of 2 words. Ultimately, the people here are just amazing. So if you're having any doubts, any at all about connecting, whether it be in terms of friendship or culture or understanding, don't.
I'm back again, and I'm here to talk about social justice within the PAYS community. So PAYS is not like your average high school program in that it prepares you to talk about or engage in the events happening in the world currently during the program. So for example, one summer we had the theme authorship, agency, and authority, in which we learned how to be leaders and address the problems that were happening in the world around us. And last summer we had the theme embracing the mind, body, and spirit. So we learned how to be comfortable with our backgrounds in a society that is homogeneous in the way that they express ourselves. So we learned how to engage ourselves or cope with the events at hand, especially with the COVID-19 pandemic last year. We learned about mental health, how to address how we can contact other people, how to cope. And we also overall in every summer learn how to empower ourselves to be future leaders. So the main idea of PAYS is to empower young students, and it is not an exaggeration when you say an introvert or a shy student can go for a future leader of America by being in this program. That is not an over exaggeration. And with that, I'll pass it over to Thomas, a sophomore, to recall his events with this topic.
Hello, this is Thomas. Thank you for passing this on to me. Overall, to sum up what was said earlier, overall, I think that PAYS cultivates a passion for social justice in all of the students that are involved. Developing our respect skills and educating ourselves on different cultures and different viewpoints will help us to overall understand different people coming from different places and having different stories. And I think that's the most beautiful thing about PAYS. We're able to learn and grow and also gain some people skills. And I feel like that's just one thing or one of the many things that I've achieved through this program. In the environment of PAYS, we are surrounded by many different students that have these same experiences as we do, as well as teachers and staff who can all influence us in a positive way, which is very beneficial to our development towards community and towards relations between all the people that we are interacting with now and later on in life.
Hello, I'm Elias Fox from before. And so like from my experience with PAYS, like from the beginning, I was like shy and nervous, like trying to go into this program. And later on, I started to like break away from like the nervousness and being shy. And I started to be involved in different activities and events. And I believe with this program, it definitely made me break away from being shy and just nervous all in general. And it also made me just be more confident in myself and help me encourage to challenge myself, challenge my weaknesses, and build up my strengths and try to strive for like leadership. Now I would say this experience really changed me like on all, and it was really fun going into this program.
I'm gonna expand more on what Elias spoke about. So I'm actually gonna go into talking about like my history. So my family is the first to come to America. So I'm the first generation to go through high school in the United States, or elementary school in that matter, what I'm gonna talk about right now. So being a person who didn't really know English, the custom language here, and a person who kind of didn't want to go to school in the sense that I was very terrified, going into PAYS really turned me from a person who was very shy and did not want to interact with people into wanting to become a leader of not just my classes, but of my school, of my community. And this is what I think PAYS is all about. as well. We learn to find ourselves in this program. We don't have to wait for college to learn about our identities or change our family's path or course in America. I knew from a young age I wanted to go to prestigious university, even though, you know, I was kind of struggling with the obstacles that my background provided me with, but going to PACE has actually turned this into a reality, and now I'm working hard to make this like my future and to change my family's future. So this program does not help you just in high school, it changes your life course actually, or in my case it did. That's what I would like to say on this topic.
3 years ago, I would have not seen myself where I am in the college application process without PACE. I am currently a Questbridge finalist, which is a full ride scholarship, and was a Posse finalist, which is also a big scholarship. PACE has given me the guidance and resources I need as a first generation student to successfully apply to college. One of the many marvelous things PACE has done for me in the process is assign me a college mentor. My college mentor and I have gone through this rigorous process together, and I no longer feel alone. Together, we work together to build the strongest application I can submit to each of the colleges that I'm applying to. Even though I have no idea where I will end up going for the next 4 years, PACE has helped me gain the confidence I need to push towards the best institution of higher education for me. With PACE, college is no longer a dream, but rather a definite goal. Despite the past summer being virtual, I still got the wonderful opportunity to conduct research on a topic I am passionate about. I had the wonderful opportunity to work with Professor Hilda Ochoa, along with 5 other peers. Together, we created a wonderful piece of research called Activate Together, a student's guide to activism. This project explored activism in different parts of California. This research definitely helped me explore my passion and taught me the next steps and how I want to incorporate this passion into my future. Recently, I also presented my research at the California Sociological Association conference in front of college professors and college students. This experience showed me the beauty of research and how meaningful the connections of PACE are.
All right, y'all. So now as you have all been waiting for, how do we apply to PACE? So now I'm going to share with you who qualifies for PACE. So starting off, if you are a current 9th grader, you qualify for PACE. If you're a first-gen student, you qualify for PACE. If you are low income or qualify for free and reduced lunch, you qualify for PACE. If you pertain to one of the ethnic or racial minority groups, you qualify for PACE. If you're currently taking geometry or integrated math, 2, you qualify for PACE. So with that being said, if you fall under any of these 5 categories, you qualify for PACE. It does not necessarily mean that you need to qualify for all 5. All you have to qualify is for one, and if you qualify for one single one of these, then you can apply to PACE. So if you are a current 9th grader, I encourage you to apply.
Wonderful. Thank you, Floyd, for sharing with us who qualifies for PACE. This is our 20th year celebrating PACE and also selecting students for the program as well. So please give us a round of applause because we're celebrating 20 years. And thank you to our sponsors, community partners, and folks that made this opportunity happen and starting PACE to the Draper Center. Part of our process in celebrating this 20 years is that we've been able to support San Bernardino County, LA County, Orange County, and Riverside County. I mention these things because as you see this list of high schools, I want to clarify that these are the high schools that currently our scholars are attending, but that does not mean that if you don't see your high school on this list that you are eliminated from the possibility of applying to our program. We service anyone that qualifies for our program that lives within the regions that I just mentioned. Traditionally, every year, our program receives about 300 applications, and every year we select about 30 students, typically 15 females, 15 males. The way that these students apply is that we like to mirror the college application process. So students must apply with an application that provides personal information such as where do you live, who lives with you, will have to fill out with your parents or guardian. Also, we will like to receive essays, one reflecting on your experience of high school and your education, but also you sharing a little bit more in depth about a challenge. And we'll go into that a little bit later in this presentation. So 2 essays, in addition to 2 recommendations. 2 letters of recommendations from individuals that can share a lot of information about you and who you are and your journey of high school as well. So specifically, 1 letter recommendation must be by a high school teacher that reflects your core subjects. So examples of the core subjects are history, English, math, and science. That 1 letter recommendation must be by a core subject teacher. The other letter recommendation can be from someone that is not a core subject teacher, but that can highlight you best, right? It cannot be from a family member because we know they're going to cheer you on, but it can definitely be from someone who is part of your community-based organization and or sports team. If you're affiliated with the religion group, they can also write a letter on your behalf, but it has to make sure that it's in English and it is completed, one by a core subject teacher and the other by another recommender. Lastly, yes, we will need to have access to a copy of your transcripts. We need to know what type of grades you've been receiving from your high school. This is not to determine that grades determine who you are as an individual, but it's also a nice way for us to assess who is coming into the program and how can we best support you. And just like I mentioned, this process mirrors the college application process. So everything that I just mentioned, you're going to do for college. So it's a good practice for you to start getting familiar and how to ask for this information, who to contact, but also for you to get comfortable in practicing filling out this information for the future as well.
All right, thank you, Stephanie. So now, actually, how do you get to our application? So first, you have to go to www.pomona.edu/pays. We're gonna go ahead and do it with you so you have an idea of what to do. So now we're gonna go to the website. All right, so here's the website. And what we are going to do is, of course, our title's on there, Pomona College Academy for Youth Success. There's some pictures of our previous scholars and some of our current scholars. But what's going to be the most important thing for you is looking at the side here on your right side, and it says apply to pays. You're going to go ahead and click that, and it'll take you to our page. So this is applying to Pomona College Academy for Youth Success. You will scroll down, you will see specific dates on here. These dates are our deadline dates for the application itself, but for the recommendation form and the transcript. It also gives you the notification date as well and the potential summer dates. Of course, due to COVID, we are providing 2 dates for the 2021 summer experience. So please stay tuned to our actual dates as we get closer to the summer. And so we're going to keep scrolling down, and here is the most important part where you will access the application. Here you will see application information. You will see the first number 1, online student application. You will go ahead and click that, and it will bring you to the Pomona College Academy for Youth Success personal information form. Again, here's the deadlines for you, and it tells you what a complete application looks like. And here you will fill all of your information out. This is about 4 to 5 pages. One thing to note with this application is that you cannot come back to the application. There is no save for later. You have to complete this application in one sitting. So my advice is to use the paper form at the beginning to fill out the entire application. Now you've seen the new student application and what it looks like. Once you submit your application, the 2021 recommendation form will be sent to your recommender. In the application itself, you will submit the emails of your recommenders, and they will receive an email with the link to the respective recommendation form. If that email is incorrect, they will not receive the form. So please verify that the email is correct so that they may receive the form. If they do not receive the form by any means, please feel free to contact us and we will provide that information at the end of the presentation.
Wonderful. Now that you know exactly where to go on our website, how to access the application, and by when are your recommenders going to receive your link for referencing you, now let's go a little bit more in depth about these essays. I don't know about you, but for me, anytime I hear essays, I get really nervous, right? Because I don't think I'm the best writer. But what's important here to highlight is that you as a student, this is your moment to shine and talk about yourself. We want to hear your voice, your thoughts, but also you're a scholar. So here we want to know essay number one is think about your educational experience. So far, what are your thoughts about it? What would you like to change and why? Is there anything you would like to keep the same? Why? You may choose to consider your educational experience in comparison to others in your school, your school district, and or the country. Now, I took time to read every single sentence in this prompt because as you can notice, it's not just asking you one question, but it's asking you 5 questions, right? It's asking you what is your thoughts? Have you even thought about something about your educational experience? But also it's encompassing not just your ninth grade experience, but your K through ninth grade experience as well, right? So it's really important for you to share the why, the what, and the how, right? We want to know everything of your from your perspective. Now, essay number two, right? It shares discuss a situation where you have faced a significant challenge. How did this experience affect you? And what did you learn from the experience? Again, this is from your perspective, your experience, your challenge. Um, we're not telling you what the challenge is. I've heard different stories. I can give you some examples. Someone ran the LA Marathon. Someone had to work in a group project. So I'm giving you two different drastic extremes because, again, we're not trying to tell you or identify your challenge. That is for you to make that decision. But we do want you to give us the story, the narrative. What was the process? How did you feel? And what did you learn from the experience, which is the most important thing, right? What did you learn from the experience? This essay is also 500 words, right? So in total, you will write 2 essays, each being 500 words max. Not that it has to be 500 words, but make sure you answer the question, provide us enough information to answering the question, but also, like in essay number two, what did you learn from the experience? The reason why I'm taking my time and explaining this process here is that when we look at your application, we're not just looking at your grades. You're more than just grades. That is what we call the holistic approach in reading application. We look at who is this individual? Where did this individual come from? Why are these recommenders recommending the student? What does this scholar have to say about themselves and what's going on with them at the same time, right? So that is a holistic approach, hearing from your perspective. That is important to the values of what PACE is and what we represent. And again, we're starting. This is just the starting point, and also for you to get the practice of applying to college. This is what you're going to do. This is how you have agency with your journey. Thank you.
All right, students, you guys may all be wondering, when is this due? When does this open? When am I going to know if I got into the program? Well, let me share this information with you now. So the application opens November 13th. It's open online, so please feel free to get started as early as November 13th. And our application deadline, meaning the actual online portal application, needs to be submitted by February 26th of 2021. So it absolutely needs to be submitted by that date. Your letters of recommenders and your transcripts are due on March 3rd, 2021. So you do have about a week to submit those letters of rec and transcripts after you've submitted your online application. Then there'll be a reading period where the admissions office for PACE will be reading these applications. So you will be notified by April 14th, 2021 if you've been accepted to the program. So please, on that day, be advised that you will receive a notification of whether or not you've been accepted, waitlisted, or denied for the program. As mentioned previously in the presentation, due to COVID, we are providing 2 summer dates that will potentially come to fruition, whether that's a residential experience at Pomona College or a virtual experience via Zoom. So if our residential experience happens, that will start from June 20th through July 16th of 2021. If we are to do a virtual experience, that will happen from June 20th through July 23rd of 2021. All right, y'all. So now just looking at who has graduated from our program and where have they gone, this is our alumni college list. I, Andres Fluffy Aguilar, am in this picture and I am a proud alum of this program. I actually went to Hamilton College in New York, and I am just one of many alums that have gone to many wonderful places across the country. We've gone as locally as Cal State LA, Cal State San Bernardino, all the way across the country to Hamilton College, to Harvard University, and so on and so forth. This list keeps growing and we are just so proud of all of our scholars. And as an alum, I am so proud of this program, and it's just the best thing that Pomona College has to offer. So I encourage every scholar viewing this presentation to apply for this opportunity.
Yes, let's celebrate those alums who are continuing to strive and make changes. And now for the next steps, how do you contact us if you have questions, if you want to submit your application? Due to current circumstances, preferably we would like to be contacted via email because we're currently working remote. But really, if you do email us, email address is PAYS, which is PAYS at pomona.edu. That is the best and preferred method of communication. If you must fax, the number is 909-607-8006. The other way that has worked in the past for folks in submitting their application or letters of recommenders is via mail. You can definitely mail your information to our office, and that is called the Draper Center for Community Partnerships, Pomona College. Attention, which is short for ATTN, and put PACE, and the address is 735 North Dartmouth Avenue, Claremont, California, 91711. In case you have any questions throughout this process of you applying or prior to the deadline, you're more than welcome to contact myself or Fluffy, my wonderful colleague, via email. And again, the best way to communicate with us is via email at pace@pomona.edu. And to conclude our presentation, I cannot end this presentation without highlighting the wonderful individuals that I have the pleasure and honor of working with through the Draper Center for Community Partnerships. The first person that I would like to mention is Josefa Aina. He goes by Sefa. He's the director of the Draper Center for Community Partnerships. Myself, Stephanie Samantha Rios, Assistant Director of Educational Outreach. I have the honor of overseeing the PACE program. My colleague, Jessica Rashidi, who is a program assistant, and without her and her wisdom and organization, we wouldn't be able to produce the type of programs that we do. And also I would like to highlight my colleague, Andres Fluffy Aguilar, who is the Post-Baccalaureate Fellow of Educational Outreach at the Draper Center, but also is a graduate of this program. A refresher in regards to this process of PACE. Yes, PACE is recruiting a new cohort for this cycle of 2020 to 2021, meaning that we will be committed not only to providing the program for the students, but also servicing the summer, whether it's in person or virtually, there will be a summer experience. But before I highlight that, let's just remind ourselves that in order for you to be a candidate of PACE, one, you must apply to the program. And when you apply, we need an application, an online application, an official transcript, 2 essays, and 2 letters of recommendation. Your application, which includes your information, your essays, right? Those are due on Friday, February 26, 2021. And the letters of recommendation and your transcripts are due on Monday, March 3rd, 2021. Now, again, as Fluffy mentioned in our presentation, you might not hear from us for a while, right? From February until Friday, April 14th, 2021. We're not ghosting you. We're reading these applications. We want to make sure that we're being fair, and this selection process does take time. But also, you will for sure hear by us no later than Friday, April 14th, 2021. The way that you will hear from us is via email. So just make sure that you're checking your emails, and also you can always email us to ask questions. As a reminder, the summer dates for this summer of 2021 is hopefully residential, which means in person. It will start June 20th through July 16th of 2021. If we're not able to do it in person, we will be offering a virtual experience, which will be our second virtual experience. So it'll start June 20th through July 23rd. Thank you, everyone. It was a pleasure speaking to you and sharing a little bit about our wonderful experience. Fluffy?
Thank you everyone for being with us virtually, and we hope that you apply to this program. And for those that aren't eligible, I hope you share those with that are eligible. This is a wonderful community and we want you to be a part of it.